What up, though? WhereThaMic at podcast. Back at it again. Same players, you know, Prolyphic the Professional, GNLoMusik. Back in the spot, drinking on a little bit of 60 Minute. You know, like I said, man, we gonna give y'all props these first few times, but we'll leave it there. Got a couple topics today, man. We've been listening, looking at the comments, incorporating some of the suggestions that y'all had, which were dope. But keep hitting us up, keep listening, keep shooting comments out there, man. We interact with y'all, as you can see. You know, we have topics of our own, but if it's something that y'all screaming for us to talk about, we'll definitely throw it in the hat.
It's your boy Lo from GNLoMusik. Back at it again, and like Pro said, we really appreciate everybody leaving those comments, getting that feedback. We need that. We like to be reaching some people. You know, y'all liking what we're saying and everything. So we definitely gonna get into it again today. Get some hot fire out here.
So this G Money, GNLoMusik. Enough said. Let's get into it to the first topic of the day. What we got, Pro?
Man, we gonna hit on this real quick because by the time this comes out, this might be a week old, 2 week old story, man. Flex, dog. Flex, man. I mean, there's been a whole bunch of names they've been calling him and all this other stuff, man. I understand. I recognize Flex as one of the pioneers of this hip hop thing from DJ aspect. I know there's been a lot behind the scenes. I don't know the guy, so I just know what he has had his name attached to and certain artists he's been associated with. He definitely was one of the guys that, at least that I can remember from the very late 80s, very early 90s, you know, I remember his name being around, and everybody remember the 60 Minutes of Funk mixtapes back in the day where it was like 80 tracks and 100,000 MCs on the whole mixtape, you know what I'm saying? So he's definitely been a staple in this hip-hop thing, but this Tupac rant, dog. This is like, where we going? And Tupac been gone 20-something years, man.
Man, I really think Flex time has come. It's come to an end. He's reaching right now to me. Nobody is checking for Flex to drop a bomb on their tracks no more.
No.
I think he reaching, man, because all this, Tupac just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and now he coming out the blue with all this stuff 20 years later. So I feel like Flex is reaching right now, and I feel like it don't make no sense at this point.
And it's just one word for me: irrelevant. It's just completely irrelevant.
And basically, I guess, you know, Flex is going back 20 years saying this is why this happened to Tupac. He shot himself. People he knew shot him. He lied. Biggie died because of Pac lying and holding on to a lie and all this, man.
Back to the word of the day: irrelevant. It don't have shit to do with nothing right now. Who cares?
It's over. It's done. Hey, whoever knows.
Timing, and I'm not about to get into that whole T.I. response shit. But just the second that the timing of this is just all wrong. I mean, what's the reason for any of this, dog?
If nothing else, it's free promo for the movie.
And you know what I'm saying? Did you get paid to do this shit to kind of hype up the movie a little bit? If not, man, this shit is irrelevant. But
yeah, he spoke up on it, you know, saying why you want to, you know, talk on the dead man right now. Tretch, we already know he don't like Flex. He spoke up on it. Daz spoke up on it. Yeah, it's not looking good, man. And they calling for Flex head right now out at the radio station. They saying him and Ebro, it's time for them to go, man.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I know that there's a ratings war out there in New York between Hot 97 shows and the shows on Power 105, which is the Breakfast Club, Angie Martinez and those cats over there. DJ Clue's on Power 105. So, I mean, just as an outsider looking in, it kind of looked like Power 105 is winning, and this might be a reach for ratings. But as history would have it, this doesn't ever work. This never gets people to tune into your situation. I don't know if that's his motivation, but this is just an outsider speaking again. But leave it alone, dog.
Especially when the topic is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. That shit is dumb as hell. You get the Batman.
I'm really starting to think it's just, I don't know if it's jealousy with these New York cats or something, or I ain't gonna say all New York cats, but a selected few. I don't know, because Pac got a movie come out, and you know, Big movie came out, and Big movie was kind of looked at as it was all right, and the hype around Pac movie is a little bit higher than Biggie's was. I don't know what this is about, man, to be honest with you.
And this isn't unprecedented. He did this before. It's just that this was actually something that he captured himself and posted on the internet. There's a clip, if you are bored as hell and want to go on YouTube and find it, he was at a show. I guess he was maybe DJing or hosting or something, and he just for no reason said, "Fuck niggas sucking Tupac dick. I don't suck Tupac dick."
Out of the blue.
What nigga dick do you suck, man? Right.
I know, what does that mean? I don't know what that mean.
He said he fucked with Big, and then he said he fucked with Biggie Smalls after that. I didn't understand. I wasn't at the show, of course, but I was. And again, I mean, my memory serves correctly. This may be maybe 10 years ago, so Tupac was still dead for like 11 years at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, damn, what are you doing, man?
Was it relevant 10 years ago? Is it relevant 10 years later?
Man, it's strange, dog. Yeah, it's strange, but there's something to be said about, you know, certain people wanting to still be in the limelight, I guess. I mean, that's the only conclusion I can draw.
And my thing is, it's backfiring on you because the more you talk about it, the more you building up his legend. So it don't even, I mean, everything you trying to do to tear him down, you ain't doing nothing but helping him out. It's making you look foolish and making him look better.
And shout out to the social media world because they got the Funk Flex Challenge out there. And that shit is looking hilarious. How people acting like Flex crying and shit. Mike Epps had a good one and shit. So,
oh, shit. I didn't
so that. Shout out to that, man. But, yeah, I don't know. This shit, it almost stumbled into trying to create another East Coast, West Coast shit because you had some East Coast niggas. I don't know, man. It's stupid, man. It's time for that to go away now.
Yeah, that's an old situation that needs to be deaded. And again, just to look at it a different way, with Flex, man, like, right, wrong, or indifferent, you done a lot in this game, and you had a name for yourself, man. Sometimes it's just cool to... This is almost the hip-hop equivalent of Jordan and the Wizards, man. You should have just left it where it was at. Keep all this bullshit away, because you had a nice little legacy built up for yourself, at least to the people that don't know you personally. I have respect for him. I don't lose respect for him in this case. I think this is just a dumb situation that you're in, but all that you had built up, you're starting to tear that shit apart by doing all this shit at the end of your career, like Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Everybody likes to not remember those last 2 years with the Wizards, but you just left it where it is. But I mean, hindsight is 2020. You already in the thick of it now, so
it's whatever, man. I like DJ Clue better, man. Drop one of Clue's bombs.
Hey, man, word to Clue, dog. Word to Clue, because Clue was right there. I mean, Clue's probably a little younger than him, but shoot, I remember coming up. Clue tapes on Napster, man. We not no New York cats, so we got our Clue tapes off Napster when that became hot. You know?
Right, but yeah, man, shout out to Flex back in the day, but let's move on now, man. Oh, one thing I want to bring up, it's not on topic right now, but I got some information in. I just want to get y'all's insight on it. Word is on the streets that Jay-Z is tuning up for another album this year. And I guess the topic is, do you guys, it's kind of like that.
That's part of it.
Do we need, or do you want another Jay-Z album?
No.
Do you think hip hop needs another Jay-Z album?
No. American Gangster was that was the last Jay-Z album.
That's why you rock with it.
So we say, do we not want?
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Do we not want to hear Grandpa Hove?
No. Grandpa Hove, I think he just listed him. Forbes just listed him worth what, 800 million?
Yeah.
Grandpa Hove need to just be billionaire Hove. Concentrate on that.
So you wouldn't be curious to hear another Jay-Z album?
He can't. What else can he gonna talk about? His Forbes list?
I don't know.
He done touched on everything in the last 20 years.
You know, and that was a debate too when people heard about like, do we want to hear about?
He has no more content.
The Family Man, Blue Ivy, all that, or we want to hear
no
Jay-Z spitting like that's do we like pro?
Well,
do you want to hear another Jay-Z album?
I wouldn't be mad at it. I would want to hear it. I'm not clamoring for it. Like if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna like say hip hop is dead or no shit like that. But I know he might not do this, but like, cause it's not the type of rapper he is. But at this stage, I mean, he can rap about some socially relevant topics, but he never was that kind of rapper, so I don't think that he would go that route. You know what I'm saying? Like he could talk about the police brutality, those type of things. He never really got too deep into that, so he wouldn't go that route. But I wouldn't be mad at it. I would. Well, if he did it, I would like him to do something like maybe like a legacy type of album.
Well, I'm gonna go back to that Jordan analogy that you used. I didn't want to see Jordan come back because I didn't want my vision ruined. of what type of nigga he was at his prime. And
he still dropped 50 at 40.
He did drop. Oh, don't let me bring that up because you already know how I feel about that.
You know,
I'm just saying. So Hov could still.
Well, you know, they missed the playoffs and all that.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that. But he's not. He wasn't the same Jordan, and we all know that.
This is true.
He wasn't the same Jordan.
And I think also similar to Hov,
Jordan
retired one time before that already,
right.
so we was kind of over.
And I'm not saying Jay can't drop a hot 16 still. He got a hot 16 left, and I'm not saying that, but the content that he's going to be talking about, first of all, is such a disconnect with his age and the rest of what's going on. What the hell is he going to talk about?
Well, I want to speak on that real quick because do you think hip-hop is the only genre where when you get older,
you get disrespected?
It's like we don't want to hear you no more because you have other genres like rock and roll, jazz, whatever it might be, and the person could be older, but you'll still listen to their record with no problem. It seems like rap is the only one where when you get older, like when you get past 35 or something, like I don't want to listen to him no more.
They do kind of push you out.
Yeah, but rap was also built off of culture. It was built off of the social impact of the people that was performing. Rock and roll and all of that wasn't really built off of that. Not really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
In addition to that, too, the subject matter of rap music was it lent more toward a younger. It lent more toward a younger audience as well because you know when you in your teens, early 20s, and all that type of stuff, you know, I'll say for us, you know, we were listening to like. You know, we listening to Jay-Z, Snoop, and Dr. Dre and all that bitches ain't shit and all that type of stuff. Like, we young, impressionable kids at that point. You know, those are the type of things that, all right, we was like, all right, we was either intrigued because we too young to know what was really going on, or if you was in that age range, you probably really felt like that. Once you get 35 and you start having kids, you get married, like, that probably isn't really your lifestyle at that point. So that's why rap kind of get pushed to the side, and then the new cats is coming in.
Because you got like
on the same tip.
Because you got like rock and roll people like the Rolling Stones and shit like that. They touring in their 70s and shit like that. Like it just seems
still tour if he wanted to.
But I'm just saying it seemed like with hip hop, once you get older.
Right, again, because it was built off of that what's hot now aspect of it.
Yeah. So a lot of it has to do with the executives as well. They play a part into it because as soon as you make a hot record, they're not looking for you to make another one. They're trying to find the next you.
It's just sad that's the only genre that's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
It's a lot of people to blame for that.
He 800 million deep.
I mean, it is what it is. But on that too as well. I mean, some of the producers that they're talking about on this album. It was a debate I saw, and like people who they want to hear produce this album. Mm-hmm. But some of the producers that Jay has had in the studio, well, one he had a picture with Swiss. That was good. People wanted.
He's had some success.
Yeah, people wanted to see that. But
Swiss was in the commercial for that last album.
Yeah. But basically, the people that they said they want to see on this album is Swiss, Pharrell, Timberland. If them three can do the whole album and Kanye, they would be good with that. Now the people
I don't know about new Kanye.
You know, they didn't say Just Blaze, but even though I'm not a big fan of Just Blaze does good work with Jay-Z. So yeah, Just Blaze should be on there too.
A lot of people, you should calm that shit down.
That's here nor there. We're not gonna bring that shit up again. Jay-Z and Just Blaze does do good music together. I'm not gonna just sit up here.
You know who I would like to hear do it?
Good. Yeah.
I would like to hear Jay and Snoop do another one.
I would like to see that. I would like them to do a fucking album together.
I think they got
like 2 or 3.
I think is it 2 or 3?
I know that Jay did something on 2 with Snoop. Snoop, he did that one at Lollipop.
Yeah.
Then he did that that remix to I Wanna Rock Right Now remix. Him and Jeezy.
Oh,
and Jay-Z.
he did the Drop It Like It's Hot remix too.
Okay, and then Snoop did that one on
Dynasty.
Dynasty with Memphis Bleak.
That was hard. I think that was Rick Rock.
Yeah,
okay, that was tight song.
But I would like to see them do a whole tape together. But basically he had pictures with Swiss and he had pictures with Zaytoven. Now people's like
Zayteezy.
I don't really want to hear Jay-Z on, even though Zaytoven is dope, I don't want to hear Jay-Z on Zaytoven.
I wouldn't rule that out because if you think Snoop had a song with Shawty Red, and it didn't sound like Jeezy Shawty Red.
It
didn't sound like regular Snoop either. He sang the whole shit.
And I believe that Zaytoven has that range to adapt to that.
I'm pretty sure he
did. And then another one was Mike Will.
Well, Mike Will.
Same with Mike Will. Mike Will might have something in the bag.
He definitely.
But like I was saying earlier, I'd like to see him do like a legacy album, because clearly he doesn't need the money, and it ain't that much money in rap compared to what he's doing. Like I'm talking about legacy record where he goes back and gets those guys that he's had success with, just for the fans, because Jay can afford to do it. Obviously, get DJ Premier, Just Blaze. If Kanye can reach back, because I don't really like new Kanye that much. You know, those guys. I
would rather see a Up in Smoke type of tour thing rather than an actual album if he did that.
Okay.
That would be more appealing to me than him actually doing another album. If he did something like the Up in Smoke tour, and then he got all those people like you said, and he can actually implement some new tracks into it. Obviously, if you implement some new tracks, you got to release the songs too. But I would rather see, that would be more of an appeal than him actually doing another album. And just, to me.
Yeah, and just to piggyback what Pro was saying too, I mean, a lot of people say, like, how focused would Jay-Z be on this album, really? When he got all this other shit going on, and rap is like a minute money he would make from this shit, really. Like, how focused would he be on it?
He ain't gonna be doing it for the money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't know how focused he I don't run in the best of circles like that, so I don't know what his drive is.
Well, if his situation is that of how he's explained it to us in the past, where he goes in there and freestyles, might not take him very long.
I'm about to say it's going to just be business as usual.
We'll have to see how focused, if this album is coming out, Grandpa Hove gonna be.
Grandpa Hove.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's one of those things where with rap you can continue to do it. It's just that the people who, obviously the kids that are in their 20s and teens, they're probably not gonna be checking for it at all. But people our age, I'll be interested in it. I just don't want to hear him talking that crack talk. Yeah. Like, not saying he can't do it with the best of them, but we know you've been long gone from that, and you kind of told those stories for like 20 years already anyway. So,
and it goes back to the content. What else you gonna touch on that you ain't touched on already 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times? So.
You know, and he's a good storyteller too. So he can tell us some stuff that isn't related to his
He's a
life.
Dope rapper. Period. You know what I mean? But like you said, his style doesn't like a Nas, who's a more social conscious type of rapper. You know, those cats, they would never like really run out of material because they can.
Something's always happening.
You know what I'm saying?
In the world.
I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But Jay, if you need a track, you got 3 guys. Just
Yeah, if you want looking for somebody that ain't nobody heard of, holla at us, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, we can be that new joint. Hell yeah.
And going back to the comments and stuff, I guess somebody reached out and they want us to touch on the women of the industry.
Yeah, shout to the homegirl. I can't remember your name right now. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna remember because you commented on both episode 1 and 2. So I'm gonna show you that love.
Big shout out.
Yeah. Yes, she brought up, love the top 5 producers, top 5 rappers, but she wanted the women to get, some love and some shine in here too. So, I don't want to put no pressure on nobody, but we can throw some names out there and see what y'all feel.
I think I can go off the top. I think I can put together a top 5.
All right.
I think I can put together a top 5. Now let me say this. I'm gonna have to say I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna put this in order though.
That's fine. Just the top.
But this is gonna be in my top 5. It's kind of hard with the girls. Definitely, I'm gonna tell you one person that blew me away. And shout out to my cousin. Shout out to Angelo brother, Tony, because the first time I heard her was in his car, the G Ride.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay, so we going back.
Yeah, he was playing MC Light. Dog, MC Light is in my top 5. The first time I heard her, I'm like, who the fuck is this dude?
Oh yeah.
Like, I was like, this shit is crazy. So MC Light is in my top 5 for sure.
No way.
You gotta put the Queen Bee in there. Lil' Kim is in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You gotta put Foxy in there. I'm putting Foxy in there. So that's 3. I'm putting Foxy in there. Now, I'm going to go off board like a lot of people don't know about this shit. Well, people, I guess the real hip-hop people know. I'm going to have to put Jean Grey in there.
Jean Grey is ill.
Jean Grey is fucking dope, dog. But
I would love her to come out of retirement or whatever she said she was about to do.
Jean Grey is out cold, man. And then, shit, it's, you know, now a whole bunch of girls popping in my head now. But then I'm going to have to put the Brat, man. I just fucks with her, man. I fucks with the Brat. I fucks with the Brat all day, man. That's my 5.
Okay. Your top 5 is very similar to mine. I would go with the Brat. I'm going to go with MC Light. I'm going to go with, who else we got? Kim.
Okay.
That's where it gets muddy, the 3 and the 4. I mean, what are we on? 4 and the 5?
Yeah.
Who we got? See, I don't know too much about Jean Grey. I'm not hip to her.
Yeah, she's not really like a superstar.
She kind of underground,
yeah,
but
yeah,
spits.
But it's just,
I'm gonna go with Lady of Rage. I'm gonna go with Rage. I'm gonna go with Rage.
Definitely.
Big shout out to Rage.
The baddest lyricist born.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, still listening to Death Row when her album came out, and that was that
baddest lyricist born.
That shot, Afro Puffs on
that song with her and Pac. The baddest lyricist born.
Her album was dope though. That whole album was dope.
Easy Moby.
Easy Moby. Number 5. Who can I list? Number 5. That's tough. It shouldn't be this tough, but it's tough.
Nicki still out there.
Nicki out there
for grabs.
Right, that's what it'd be. It'd just be up for grabs.
Again, Nicki can spit her ass off.
No, Nicki
it's just that
spit.
she's in a pop space.
It's more or less, you know what it is with Nicki. I would like to have, and I know it's kind of hypocritical. I would like to say she needs a bigger catalog, but Rage don't have that big of a catalog either.
Right,
you still got Missy out there.
Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott is just a dope ass songwriter in general.
Yeah, she's just one of those talented ass people. Like she, it doesn't even have to be her own thing. She can hop on the track and make it like.
Let me get this number 5 out here. Let me get it out.
I'm not gonna give you. I got one. I ain't gonna give it to you.
And it's probably something just I ain't thinking about too, and it's probably a good one.
And
you know what?
No disrespect.
You know what? I know who Pro got. I forgot about her too.
No disrespect
but I'm not
to the women.
I'm not putting her in there
Queen
though.
Latifah?
But she ain't got the body of work, Pro. But I know who you talking about.
Rage ain't either. So
she don't.
Right, Rage
you were damn
either.
right. But I know who I forgot too, and I'm mad. Can I change my top 5?
No, man.
You know what? I did it, so
I forgot her, dog. Oh my god!
Damn.
When he
I don't even know who.
he said, I'm gonna be all like. That's who I forgot. I cannot believe I forgot her, dog.
I'll give you a second.
I cannot believe. Hey, she in my top.
Can I get a hint? Can I get
No,
a small
let me do my 5 and then you can go back to your.
I can't. No. Finish. No, let him finish because he gonna fuck up just like I fucked up. Go ahead and finish.
He wants you in the shit already.
Go ahead and say who your fifth, man. Who your fifth?
Shit. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just go with Queen Latifah, just out of respect.
Woo! Queen Latifah, the queen. Now go ahead and say her first, so I can be all like, I forgot.
And I'm not saying she's number 1. I just they didn't mention.
Say it because I forgot.
I got L Boogie, Lauryn
Hill. I forgot Lauryn Hill, dog.
Now she doesn't have a super huge body of work. She's got the one solo and then the 2 Fuji albums. But she put it down on those 3.
Yeah,
I'm not. But again, we're not saying top of the hill. Ultimately, just they didn't mention her. And so I got Lauryn Hill. I got Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah didn't have major success as a rapper, but she was dope. Yeah. And then she got into acting early, and that just, we all know the rest of that story. Jean Grey, love her to death. Wish she would hit me up with some tracks. Damn, I had this in my mind when he was doing it. I had it, but I just lost my train of thought because I was trying to. Kim. I got Kim in there. Now, people allegedly were saying Biggie was writing her stuff. I wasn't in the studio with them, so I don't know.
Man.
We already know.
When did that song with Mobb Deep come out? That was after Biggie, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. A couple of years.
That's why her hottest 16 ever.
Yeah, that was their hottest song.
Right.
Shook Ones was dope as fuck too, but Quiet Storm. And then I got the LYTE, man.
MC Light, damn right.
It's hard, man. And again, it's a lot of y'all dope female MCs. I like Nitty Scott. She's real new. Not new, but she's up and coming. She's probably been around. At least I've heard her maybe 7-8 years.
And I fuck with Remy Ma too. I like Remy Ma.
Remy's got the same situation with Rage. Yeah, she went to jail though, unfortunately. Right. But she don't have the body of work. But Remy been dope. I remember Remy back when from Digging in the Crates with Fat Joe and them was coming up and Big L and them cats. Like Remy was hard as hell, still is.
You know what? Just in defense of my argument, Lady of Rage wasn't in my top 5. So, like I said, Lauryn Hill don't have a body of work. Okay? Even though I rocks with L Boogie and I forgot, but I could still go off that card because our Lady of Rage wasn't in my top 5.
Now, if we was talking about the number 1 all-time female, I wouldn't put Lauryn Hill there just because of that reason.
Yeah, she only got one album, bro.
She didn't really put out enough.
And now you can count the Fugees album.
Right, but she did a lot of singing on those.
Yeah,
she rapped her ass off.
Yeah, I wouldn't think about her either. No,
and then, and shout out to some of the other, like I said, Nicki can spit. It's just a little different situation because there's a lot of pop hits in there. Shit, who else, man? It's just just honorable mentions.
Shout out,
I'm trying to think of.
Missy Elliott, we talked about her. Shout out to Missy.
Y'all talking about Mama Mia from y'all?
Me X? Hell yeah, Me X could spit. Me X could spit.
Also no
hey, Me X could spit, bro. Me X could spit.
Albums, I think.
No, Me X could spit.
No, she was hard. She
could spit, bro.
She probably was the best person lyrically.
Y'all remember Soleil?
That was Genuine chick.
Fine.
That was Genuine ex-wife. Yeah.
And what was that other one Jay had? She only
a million. Hell no.
Hell no. Jay knew he was wrong.
Hell no.
Hell no. Mill was wild.
Hell no. You had. Hey, shout out to
Left Eye.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Shout out to Lisa Left Eye.
Left Eye was dope. Left Eye was dope. It's just it's kind of the similar situations. Her life.
And shout out to some of the girls here from Detroit, man. Mayday. Yes. Back in the day, XL.
Oh yeah.
Who else? Boss.
Boss.
Shout out to Boss.
Y'all remember Cha Cha?
Cha Cha.
She had an album like 99, 2000.
What about
Mercedes?
Corona?
Shout out to Mercedes, man.
Yeah,
she had one of the hardest covers ever.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Rear album coming soon.
Right.
On time.
Shout out to
Right.
Shout out to Mercedes, baby, from Detroit.
Yeah, who's you about to say? You about
Corona.
to Miss. Oh yeah, shout out to Miss Corona.
Miss Murder.
Yeah. What was old girl from Rock Election? Damn, used to be doing the showcases with us and stuff like that. She used to host at the Bullfrog a lot.
Oh,
talking about what's her name, sister?
Yeah, what's her name from D12?
Yeah,
sister.
Yeah, I can't remember her name though.
Wasn't it Red?
What was her rap name?
Wasn't it Red?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Redbone.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think Redbone. I think that's what it was.
Shout to her. She was hard. She was hard too.
Yeah, like Greg said, definitely shout out to XL Mayday.
Yeah, and then you got Days Loaf. I mean, she raps sometimes.
Days Loaf, yeah.
Nisha and Shay, she does more singing, but she raps. She out here doing her thing on the Big Sean tour right now. It's definitely some out there for sure.
And shout out to all the ones we don't even know they all exist.
Yeah, man. And if you listen to this, hit a comment. We'll definitely check your stuff out because we only come up to looking to collaborate for sure.
Yes, sir.
And shout out to people that's out there. What's up with these people out here, the culture vultures, man?
Yeah, this culture vulture phenomenon, man. It's very subjective, to be honest with you, because anybody can be a culture vulture to somebody else. And I've heard Dame Dash speak on it a lot. I mean, obviously he's got more experience with these cats in the boardrooms and all that type of stuff.
His biggest one was Leor Cohen.
Yeah,
he said Leor Cohen was the biggest culture vulture ever.
Yeah, and my interpretation of the term is people who come into our culture to profit and don't give back to the culture and or the neighborhoods where it is derived from. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, if you're somebody that's not of the culture, not of the hood, you come into rap, you make a ton of money, but you don't do anything to help us prosper, or like if I come in here and make a ton of cash and just dip, don't get back to the local schools or teach these kids how to save all this money that they're making, those type of situations.
And one of them that was a big topic was, a lot of people was talking about DJ Vlad, which I watch, Vlad TV, shout out. But his main guy on there, Lord Jamar.
Yeah, that's his buddy.
Yeah. I mean, he basically told him that he was a culture vulture.
Oh, did he?
And they sat down, had a conversation about it, and he was like, well, how do you think I'm a culture vulture? And he was like, just explain what that means. He's like, it's basically somebody that's not from the culture of hip-hop, but enters hip-hop, makes a monetary gain off of it, and that means you're a culture vulture. You're using our culture to profit you.
So is it just relegated to hip hop?
Well, that's basically that's where the term came from. Okay. Yeah, it was hip hop. So and he was all like, well, yeah, I guess if that's the terminology of it, I guess I am a culture vulture. That's what Vlad said. If that's the term, but Vlad does do. But one thing he said, Lord Jamar said, it was like, but see, you're a good culture vulture. Because Vlad, because you got some that just do it and they don't do. See, he said Vlad actually does allow people to use his platform to speak out. Like he has, strong like black leaders come on his stuff and people that's outspoken about the black community. When subculture vultures, they just make like Leo Cohen. They just come in, okay, I'm about to start this label, we about to make this money off of them and don't do nothing else. Vlad do have like a conscience about what he's doing, and he does give people a platform to speak their mind and stuff.
On the positive tip.
Right. Not on no like, oh, they just showing black people acting stupid or acting crazy and shit like that and making money off of that.
I was just about to bring that up. Because that's essentially what WorldStar does. Mm-hmm.
And that was done by a black guy.
It was. And rest in peace, he passed away not too long ago, the guy who created that website. Mm-hmm. But, and again, I don't like to throw those terms around too loosely because I don't really know what these people do outside of what they present to us. Like, you know how you might have an athlete that, he, balls his ass off, hooping or playing football or whatever, makes a ton of money. And, he might be flashy with it like a Deion Sanders or something like that, just flashing all the money he's got or what he spent it on.
Must be the money.
Exactly. But see, he might be the same guy that might be dedicating his weekends to the local youth center or something like that, or he might be making sure that this school in his neighborhood's got the proper books and equipment and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I can scream culture vulture all I want, but I don't know what this dude does that he doesn't want to show us. You know what I'm saying? Like Vlad. I watch Vlad TV a lot. A lot of the stuff on there I see is like, yeah, we could have done without this. You know what I'm saying? This probably isn't something we really need. But I don't know what Vlad does when those camera goes off. I mean, he might be the type of person that'll be like, all right, well, I'm going to put this dude on this camera. He going to talk reckless or whatever. But, maybe he could have shot him some bread after that. Like, or he could be the dude that's in the neighborhood. It's like, I'm making all this money off hip hop. Let me, give some money to this little organization for, I don't know, some uniforms for school or the basketball team or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I get the term. I just don't like throwing it out there when I don't know the totality of somebody's, efforts.
Exactly.
Does it go both ways? Like when
black people do it?
Yeah.
Is
it frowned upon?
I guess it could.
I feel like it. Yeah, I feel like it should, because just because you're from somewhere don't mean you can't be a toxin too. You can fuck around and fuck something up. Just because you're from it don't mean that you necessarily don't have to put in the effort to make it a better situation. You know what I mean? Like if I'm from a certain neighborhood,
it could.
Did they touch on that?
Of course not.
And I'm just curious
because I'm not from because like me, I'm not from the rock and roll culture per se, but. Let's say I saw an avenue where I can get in there. That's not my culture. Or whatever, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it.
And do it so selfishly.
Heavy metal. And I get in there and I make money and I really don't care about the culture. I just care about me making money off the culture. I could be considered a culture vulture.
And then who are
Brady?
And
oh my God!
Too soon.
Throw up the Batman for me.
I don't know nothing about that guy. No
Wayne Brady.
Who am I to tell you what culture you're of? You know what I'm saying? We all know a guy that probably grew up in the same neighborhood that we did, but he just owns some totally different stuff that we not on. You know what I'm saying? Like he might he might be somewhere up north this weekend. You know. Again, we in Michigan for the people out there, and going up north is not something that black people do a whole lot. But he might be up north right now doing something totally different, And again, he grew up in the same neighborhood we did. He grew up around basketball, football, violence, all this other stuff. But he might have just chose to transcend his circumstances and want to go do something else. I don't really consider that a culture vulture. I just feel like that's just taking a change of in interest in what you want to do with your time, recreationally, professionally, whatever. And, I can only see somebody doing that or calling you that when their situation isn't airtight. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a culture vulture, but I'm also making money off the same situation, probably not going to ring the alarm on you until I'm doing bad. That's just my opinion on that tip.
There you go. How I feel.
Ah.
What's the next topic of the day? Sports. Sports.
60-minute idea.
Right.
We feeling good up in here, people.
Hey, not me. They are. So
I don't know what this is. Lo got me drinking.
That's real hoppy. It got the hops on the front of the mouth.
Yeah, Lo got me.
Put pictures on to let you know.
Oh man.
I just want to shout out to my cousin, man, because he's turned into a good beer aficionado. He be bringing shit over here that I ain't never heard of.
Yeah, and I have to shout that out to somebody else in the room because without that guy, I wouldn't even know.
I don't know if we should shout these people out this beer because they're not paying us. But
product is good.
Pro already gave him a ones up. He told him it's limited though. This is the last time.
All right, this one is called Dogfish Head. It's pretty good.
It's getting them there. It's
getting me there.
Yeah, man. You know, we do our homework around here. I had to let Angelo take over the title of beer aficionado for about 365 days to be exact. So I'll be taking that title over.
It's rolling. It's coming down though, Pro. We're getting you there, baby.
No need to get the details, but whatever.
We're getting you there.
Yeah, man. On the sports tip, man. You know, we are cats sit around kicking on sports. You know, it's kind of tough now because. You know, we all grown. We got lives, kids, and things like that. So we can't really just sit down and watch every game, man. But we pay attention. NBA playoffs in full swing.
Yeah.
Conference finals on the way.
So put me up on what happened with James Harden.
Let's talk about this nigga, the beard.
The
beard.
James Harden. I don't know what just happened this last game, but it looked like the Space Jam aliens took this nigga's juice. Because I don't know who that was out there, dog. Like, he was out there missing wide open layups, throwing it to people that wasn't there. Like, it looked like some...
Oh, are we going with the payoff?
It looked like some real...
he took the bag?
It looked like some blue chips.
Oh!
like literally he was throwing the game, baby.
Right. Okay.
Like, I don't know if he was mad at the coach, but dude, he didn't... I don't think he scored I don't think he took a shot in the first quarter.
That had
James Harden didn't take a shot in the first quarter, bro.
Was that a career low?
He had what do you have? 22 or something.
What game was this?
This was the last game. This was San Antonio just closed them out.
Oh yeah, that's right because they playing. Okay.
Yeah.
All the marbles.
Yeah, and Kawhi was hurt.
Kawhi didn't play. Tony Parker had been hurt already.
And Tony Parker's out for the season for the playoffs. And Houston couldn't do it, dog.
And they got whooped. It was like 30. 40.
Dog, they lost by 30.
It was 40.
Dog.
39 to be exact.
40 boy?
Dog, without Kawhi Leonard and Tony Parker.
That's some kiddie shit. That's what that is.
Greg Popovich. But see, hey, Ronnie, if you listening,
shout out to Ronnie.
Ronnie, shout out to my boy Ronnie in Kentucky, man. Hey, he called me, and we was talking about this. And he was like, man, this was at the beginning of the series. He was like, man, I think Houston going to pull it off, man. I think Houston going to beat San Antonio. I think Houston going to beat Golden State. I said, because that first game, Houston blew San Antonio out. And I'm like, it's okay, man. Popovich is gonna he's gonna change this shit. He's gonna make adjustments. What happened? He made adjustments. That second game didn't happen. Now San Antonio Warriors, tomorrow, the first game, conference finals. I don't know what to say,
the
bro.
The boy had 10 points on 2 of 11 shooting.
Terrible.
I think that might be a season. Man, I don't even know where.
I don't know what's going on with the beard, man. And this ain't the first time he didn't show up in the playoffs, man.
I don't know.
Maybe
he
might
have a part in it. I don't know what his mind was on. Maybe he was just ready to go home. Hell, I don't know.
The beard was not. I don't know what's going on, and I feel like they say that the MVP votes are already in for the season, but they don't release them until like right before the championship or something like that.
If he won it, they're gonna take it away.
No, I think now they're gonna take it away because I think Westbrook is gonna get it now for sure.
Well, he should because it's based on the regular season
for sure. But it was between him and James Harden.
Yeah.
No way Westbrook would have did nothing like this. Westbrook would have had 40.
He don't have that in his, he don't have that in his DNA.
No,
Westbrook would have had
turned down.
Westbrook would have had 40.
Yeah, I'm not understanding that. That's a tough pill to swallow.
And another great game yesterday was that Boston-Washington game. It came down to the last seconds. John Wall hit the final shot and won the game, and now they going to a game 7.
Yeah, boy.
John Wall, at first, well, let me tell you this. In the regular season, I'm saying right now, in the playoffs, John Wall is the best point guard in the playoffs right now. He has stepped up to every challenge. He is doing work, man.
John Wall is doing now what we expect, what I had expected for him, because I thought that him and Bill would be one of the best back.
Shout out to Bradley Beal.
You know, for this new generation. And they always fell short. It was either one of them was falling off or it just was neither one of them was.
Bill was hurt for a
yeah.
He stayed hurt.
And a big big narrative
they
in
both
the big narrative in this playoffs is like, we all know the Eastern Conference is kind of weak. So the big narrative in this playoffs is like Cleveland is just coasting through the playoffs, and they feel like in a regular season, they didn't get the number 1 seed,
right?
And because they start, resting people at the end and stuff like that, right. And they felt like they did that on purpose to get the seeding, to get the easiest lane in the playoffs. So
I wouldn't put that past.
Yeah, and so to drop down so they could get like the easiest way. So I feel like I want Washington to beat Boston, because Washington, I feel, will be the hardest task for Cleveland.
I think it'll be the more interesting series.
Definitely.
Because Isaiah Thomas will be the only person that actually...
And Cleveland kills small point guards. We saw what happened to Kyle Lowry, right. Toronto. They kill small point guards. So.
They didn't even look like they were worthy to be in the series with them guys. Toronto just went in there and just shit their pants. That's what happened. But
hey man, and another thing that's coming up, man, and I know Lo can chime in on this. Mm-hmm. I actually saw it on somebody put a video out. I think it was on Facebook. I think it was some sports writer saying LeBron James' resume right now is better than Michael Jordan's. So
it probably is. He's been playing
and
since
they
he was
saying
18.
But overall or what?
Overall, they saying
except for that 6-0 in the finals.
At this age,
yeah, I think that has a lot of weight.
That has the only weight in my opinion.
And they said, yeah. But one thing that LeBron didn't do that Michael Jordan did, Michael Jordan has been swept in the first round in the playoffs.
Okay.
And LeBron has been to the playoffs more and to the finals than anybody. More than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, LeBron has also been on some.
He's also played longer.
He's played longer, and he's also been on some teams with other super duper stars.
Absolutely. You know where I lie, but I just gotta say it because that's the story.
Hey, LeBron. Listen, LeBron is a phenom. Anybody that say LeBron,
and they saying that at age 32. He has the same amount of rings as Jordan had at age 32.
This goes back to people got too much time on these. This is overanalyzed.
I was gonna let you finish.
Yeah.
This is overanalyzed.
They both got 3 rings at the age of 32.
Yeah.
LeBron James
more tries for LeBron
is gonna have
absolutely.
He's like, so they basically saying, to put it in a nutshell, if LeBron James is a winning championship this year, he has surpassed Michael Jordan as the GOAT.
No, he wouldn't. It was a different era of basketball.
And you know what, Lo? I'm glad you brought that up. So and they saying that LeBron James he played harder teams than Michael Jordan. He had to go through. They said
in the East.
They said Jordan, every time Jordan beat somebody,
style of basketball back then. That's true. They said, but he's like Jordan never beat Larry Bird in the playoffs.
Shit,
a whole bunch of people didn't beat Larry Bird.
He was all like, Jordan beat Magic Johnson when he was at the end of his career. That's when he beat Magic. And he was all like, they also said everybody that.
Is this one person saying?
I'm about to say
it's a
cumulative.
And they were saying LeBron had to go through the Boston Celtics, that super team or whatever. Yeah, the big three. He had to go through them.
First of all, he had to go through. Big 3 team wasn't better than the Boston Celtics or Larry Bird.
He had to go through the Golden State Warriors, who had the best record last year, and
but they don't play no defense.
He went through them.
They got one player that plays defense.
Yeah,
LeBron James doesn't go through teams that Jordan had to because none of these teams now play defense. They don't play scold your ass bonks defense like they did back in the day.
I think
LeBron didn't have to go through the bad boys.
I think today's
LeBron
style of
didn't have to go
basketball.
through the Celtics.
There's an actual strategy, and I'm not saying
agree.
I'm not saying this strategy didn't
And
exist
rules was
back in the
different back
90s.
then.
But there's
Absolutely.
there's a strategy where they give the superstar his points so they can shut everybody else
Exactly.
down. I'm gonna let him get his off because we're gonna shut the rest of these.
I've
guys
watched
down.
LeBron James and a whole bunch of other superstars just go to the lane untouched in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Nobody did nothing.
Pistons did that.
You know what the Pistons did do that. You're right, and that was disgusting. But yeah, that shit didn't happen to Jordan and them. Jordan used to go to the lane, and that's when he learned how to shoot.
I think whoever said that wants to marry LeBron or something.
I mean, yeah, he's absolutely he likes LeBron on a different
now
level.
again, that is some D-Rod stuff.
And I'm gonna say
that's dick riding stuff.
And you know I'm with you guys. There's nobody over Jordan. But do you guys? But one thing is facts is facts. LeBron probably will have a better resume than Michael.
Statistically, he should. He came out of high school.
Yeah,
that should be no doubt.
He's done it.
I think Kobe Bryant statistically probably has a better stat record than Jordan, except for the average points a game.
Yeah,
Everything
he's
else is
done
probably better.
He's done it at a high level for so long.
Yeah.
I think that part of the problem is, and this is in sports,
Stop comparing them to.
It's outside of sports a little bit. I think that we are so in love with the next big thing that we just force ourselves to believe certain things. Not to believe certain things, but we force these arguments as opposed to just, man, shut up and watch the game, dog.
And
like
let
why are
LeBron
we
be
sitting here doing
LeBron. Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan.
Absolutely.
There is no
it's
other Michael
over
Jordan.
with. Like, stop it.
Kobe
man.
was Kobe Bryant. There is
He's
no
retired.
other Kobe. LeBron James is building his legacy and building his legend. Now, to that guy specifically, LeBron James has one key factor that he doesn't possess that Jordan and even Kobe, who Greg know, I don't really deal with Kobe that much, but Kobe got game. But anyway, LeBron doesn't have a consistent clutch
Shout out to
factor.
the Black Mamba.
LeBron doesn't have a consistent clutch factor.
And for years, he never really went for the kill.
Now you show me that.
Himself.
I'll take that guy over anybody who LeBron James for the first 45 minutes of the game is the best player on the court. That last 3 minutes, it's 50-50. It's 50-50.
I think people just need to.
I give it to Kyrie before I give it to LeBron for the last shot.
Especially last year.
You
Need to just let him be who he is, man. Just watch the game. Just enjoy it. Because you know what's going to end up happening. Like, these are the arguments that we need to have when it's all said and
You're
done.
probably making LeBron mad every time somebody bring up Jordan because you overshadowing him.
We sitting here.
Never live up to Jordan.
We sitting here so hard trying to compare him to Jordan that we actually missing out on the greatness that is LeBron James right now.
I just pulled it up, and this dude he put one statement on here. He said, someone needs to come to me and explain to me what Jordan is better at than LeBron without saying the word 6 rings.
What else do we need to argue about? That's it. That's it. That's a pretty big fucking factor.
You can't say one thing that Michael is better than.
He averaged more points per game.
I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me to even.
I just know that specific stat.
And if you got stats running through your head,
and that's
Jordan and LeBron, you probably need to go get a job.
To me, this is like Funk Master Flex. This is reaching. You going too far. You just trying to shit on Jordan for no reason. Jordan been retired for 20 years. Who gives a shit?
This also is related to the top 5 MCs and top 5 producers. Dog, if you like LeBron, just like LeBron. Stop trying to worry about
don't
why the
shit
next
on
nigga
another nigga that did it before.
Okay. It's cool to have this dialogue and all that other stuff, but I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth about a dude that been retired for 15, 16 years or something crazy like that.
Jordan right now is making shoes. Synonymous with billions. Who cares?
Yeah, speaking of shoes, dog. Y'all seen them
LeVar
Ball?
Yeah. What do y'all? I was just about to segue to them. What do y'all think about the whole Lonzo Ball?
Them shits
his dad LeVar.
Them shits is ugly.
I know you specifically heard
them shits is ugly,
about that shit that LeVar said about Kobe.
Talking about not hot. No. What did he say?
He was like, I don't need my son listening to Kobe. I mean, if he want to give him some advice or whatever, that's cool. But I don't want my son listening to Kobe or whatever. Blah blah blah. He don't need no advice from Kobe. You ever hear about that shit?
No, I didn't hear about that, but I did see his son take a picture with Kobe and say, "This is my idol."
And it probably is.
So I don't know.
Dude,
this is the same. This is the same LeVar Ball who said he said he could beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1.
And he went to Washington State,
and he averaged 2.3 points a game. So I don't have time.
Yeah,
for
but them
LeVar
shoes, that shit crazy.
I'm not mad at the $500 sneaker.
But low key,
at all.
I understand.
I'm not buying.
I'm not buying. I understand what he's doing.
But
he's trying to,
trying to go against the machine.
He's trying to break the mold or whatever. And actually, from what I'm hearing, the shoes is actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, because it's only people that's rich as hell that's buying them.
And what LeVar Ball said is, if you're not a big baller, they ain't for you.
First of all, the term big baller is so fucking old school. It sounds ridiculous.
I mean, he an old school dude though.
Yeah, but he don't realize
for his son.
He don't realize how lame it is. But no, it's definitely marketing for his son. I'm not mad at the $500 ticket. The only thing that just strikes me as weird is like, when I hear him talk, he can't even keep a straight face when he say half the things he's saying. So he knows he's a character. He know he is in character when he's doing
marketing, it. Man.
And again, I'm not gonna tell him to stop doing it. I just that character.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing. He said, and somebody said this. He's setting his son up to be the biggest bust. To be the biggest bust. That's what it's all about. To be the biggest.
Have to come in like LeBron came.
He set his son up to be the biggest bust in NBA history.
He putting a lot of pressure on.
And I can't remember who. Unnecessary. I can't remember who's the basketball player who said it. But they said, man, you know who it was? It was Shannon Fry, and he said, man, he's putting a target on his son back, man, straight out the league. Like
he putting too much undue pressure on his son,
and even Stephen A. Smith said this. It's like you writing checks that your son gotta cash. Mm-hmm. Like the son LeVar is, he seemed like he calm, cool. Lonzo. He looked like Alonzo. I'm sorry, he seemed like he calm, cool, and.
Because he knows his daddy off the rock.
And when people
he want him to shut up.
And when people ask him about it and say, hey, I've been dealing with this all my life. This is how my dad been.
This nigga.
He know he can't win that battle.
That's right. And you know what I'm saying? I just hope, that LeVar pan out because... Lonzo pan out because
ball out,
his dad is putting way too much undue pressure.
It's gonna be people coming for his neck
from the wrong scope. Like none of this stuff even have to do with his actual on the court stuff.
And he got
too much pressure. And
he has the ugliest shot I ever seen, but it goes in.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
But it's the ugliest
shot. Is it uglier than what's old boy from played for Phoenix and then later Sean Marion?
No, it ain't.
He had the ugliest shot ever.
I don't think
that dude used to just
Sean Marion.
But you know what? You know what about Sean Marion? But he had a quick release.
Super quick release.
Lonzo's is slow as hell and it's ugly. It's kind of like
Lonzo's release is like when you playing 2K.
Who had the prettiest shot though? To this day.
Ray Allen.
Allen Houston. Shout out to Allen Houston.
Oh, goddamn.
I'll take Ray Allen.
Houston shot looked like somebody drew that shit on a video game.
I'll take Ray Allen, dog.
Shout out to Ray Allen.
Ray Allen was probably
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
But
his shit was...
It was butter.
And current... Klay Thompson got the better.
Speaking on that, I'm glad we on sports. I don't know if y'all caught this too. On shout out to KG, Kevin Garnett, Area 21.
Go ahead.
So KG got his own little show called Area 21.
Yeah, KG.
I like that shirt.
I was gonna shout out.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
When I say who's the man, you say Show Enough. Hell
goddamn right.
I love that shirt.
Shout out to Show Enough one more time. But no. Straight up, KG got a new. He got a show, TNT called Area 21, where he bring a lot of his, the players that's been just formerly retired, not too much retired, but they had a reunion.
His niggas.
Yeah, pretty much. He had a reunion with the Celtics. The one, the one who won the championship. He had he had Rondo on there. Mm-hmm. He had Paul Pierce on there. Mm-hmm. He had Kendrick Perkins on there. Mm-hmm. He had Big Baby on there. And he was on there, of course.
Sam Cassell was over there on the side.
And Doc Rivers actually, he can't, he did a shout out. The person that wasn't on there, and everybody was, this is the biggest, no, Paul Pierce was on there.
Oh, yeah, you did say I'm sorry, Ray Allen.
Ray Allen was not there. And I guess, and this was the thing. They not really fucking with Ray like that. They still because what he did was kind of originate of what
going to Miami.
KD did. So basically, he left them.
Right, it's just that KD was a bigger star.
Yeah, he left them to go to Miami and win a ring, which they was all like, that's not. We're not mad at him about that. Do your thing.
How everybody except for Paul Pierce is the same goddamn thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what they wasn't. They wasn't mad about that. They was like, hey. You won your ring. Good shit. We in fact, it's how you did it.
Wade did it.
He didn't tell none of us. And
he actually he sat out. We thought he was gonna retire.
Yeah, and I guess he was kind of mad at Doc Rivers because Avery Bradley was getting him a little bit more time, and him and Rondo, for whatever reason, they never said what happened with that, but they had something personal off the court issues that they don't fuck with. And when they asked Rondo about, Rondo was quiet the whole time. He didn't say, I don't know.
Vinnie Johnson.
I'm not sure. Nobody know. I don't know. I don't know if they had a little tussle or what. But Rondo didn't even speak on him. They asked Rondo, and he kept quiet. He was like, whatever.
Rondo's always so serious.
So, but they was mad on how he did it. Basically, Ray Allen left. He didn't say shit, and they had like a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you cool like that and y'all say that's what it is, you gonna say, hey man, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make this move, whatever. Right. I wish y'all the best. But I'm gonna split over here, man. Right. They didn't get none of that. They just found out like everybody else. Oh, Ray Allen has signed with them, and then he signed with them.
Kind of like the Shaq and Penny,
who was kind of their arch rival to Miami Heat at the time. He was like, oh, okay. So they never got over that and shit. So that's what
I can't really tell them. I don't know the personal stories, obviously, so I can't even tell them if they should get over it or not. If it's just strictly basketball related, which they're not saying, they're saying it is, and they're saying it's off the court stuff too. But if it was just basketball and he did that, you gotta get over that. That's millionaire problems, dog. That's millionaire shit. It ain't like he went. It ain't like me and you was in a business deal where it's like we supposed to be flipping these cribs and then you go take the money out front and shoot down to fucking Kentucky and start doing some business. Like, that's crazy.
But it's kind of like the same thing that they were talking about with KD and Westbrook. If you say, like, KD's been on record saying, this is my little brother, this is him.
Yeah.
You don't even give him the courtesy to saying, hey, I'm about to shoot this move to Gold State. You just leave. He found out with everybody else.
Right, and I get it in the moment, but this was like 7-8 years ago now, so it's like, all right, and they all retired, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like I said,
they all still rich.
That's a good point. But yeah, it's one of them things where we would never know the true story because again, that's what Shaq said the same thing about. Well, no, Penny Hardaway said the same thing about how he found out Shaq was going to LA while they was in the Olympics. Shaq didn't even call him and tell him, you know what I'm saying? But again,
Shaq shouldn't have told Penny shit.
Fuck Penny.
Why y'all don't like Penny, man?
That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it.
He left the game with a stomachache.
Oh, you talking
Penny was soft to me, man. I don't. Hey, listen.
Nah, Penny had skills, but Penny was
flashing the pants.
Penny was that new. He was like Magic reincarnated. He was 6'9", 6'8", whatever he was, but he was throwing them dimes and stuff like that.
I'm like,
I couldn't. It was just something. Something tamponish about him.
He didn't really have.
I couldn't really mess with Penny. He had some cold shoes though.
He did have some cold.
Penny had the second coldest line behind Mike. Sneakers.
I don't know about that.
In the NBA?
Yeah.
The coldest, are you talking about?
Shoe line.
You just talking about the, what they call it now? You talking about the phone deposits, right?
No, I'm just saying his whole, like, entire collection of sneakers was second best.
I don't know. I like Iverson's better than Penny's.
Iverson only had one hot sneaker than me, dog, the first one.
I give you that.
I give you that.
Was pretty damn
but they
good.
was hot. They was hot, though, you know.
I'm talking about the totality.
You talking about the line.
Yeah, the whole, like, you know, Mike got about 15 good ones.
Now, we just talking about how they look?
Yeah.
Or the success of them?
Yeah, we just talking about how they look.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Penny did have some sweet shoes, and that's for sure.
I can live with that.
Because, Penny got like two that was like, what is this? But the rest of them was dope.
I can live with that.
Iverson had a lot more sneakers than people remember.
Now, the shoes that hit
they was whack as hell in the end. They look like Starberry.
Now the shoes that hit the game and you was just all like, God damn. Like, I'll say this. Shoes that just came and changed the whole thing. Like, so you had Mike's. Iverson's was cold when his first came out. Barkley's. But what about them? What about them Patrick Ewings, boy? Everybody had them Ewings with the basketball on them.
David Robinson had one.
David Robinson?
He had one. Them up-tempo joints.
Hey, man, I had the Larry Johnsons with the React Juice, baby.
And don't forget about them Rain Man, that one. The Reebok. I forget what year that was. that first one, that shit was cold.
The Kamikazes.
Chris,
was it the Kamikaze?
Yeah, the Kamikazes.
Shout out, Jason Kidd had some hard ones too.
Jason
Kidd had some hard ones. Chris Webber had some
sweet ones.
Hey, who?
Gary Payton, didn't he have some?
The gloves.
Pippen had some.
Pippen had some cold.
Pippen had that AIR joint.
Yeah,
that boy was hard.
But
all them joints
shout out
retro.
to remember that King Griffey Jr.'s was cold.
Oh yeah, but he had a couple too though.
Yeah, King Griffey had some cold ones.
He had a couple.
And Dion had something that was cold too.
Dion remember Dion.
You remember Dion?
He had one strap going across
he had the Nike ones before he got into it with Nike.
Okay.
Yeah, that was when they was trying too much.
Y'all remember the Herman Moores?
Oh,
y'all remember the Herman Moores?
I remember kinda, but I don't.
I think he had two, but the first one was all right. I wouldn't say it was better than the rest of the basketball player ones, but it was okay.
And I had to talk about.
Barry had one.
Yeah, I remember Barry had one.
I had to talk about this with a dude.
Smith had one too, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did.
But I had to talk about this with some dude today about the shoes and stuff, and I told him like, I can't rock with the athletes' shoes today. They just look weird to me. Even
it's just like how they dress. It's all
like KD's. I can't.
It's better suited for playing in. As opposed to back like the shoe. Back then they was more stylish. Now
it has to be. That's what they make them for because the KD's I can't. No.
Now Paul George got an ill sneaker. I know he's not a super popular player, but them PG1s is dope as hell.
And
they just dropped it.
Even my boy, even Kobe's, like the kids, they
KG had some. Kevin Garnett.
KG had an N one.
Yeah. Even the Kobe's, man, like the kids, they be going crazy over when new Kobe's come out. But I be looking at them like,
they do.
Even though that's my guy, I'm like, they don't look sweet to me.
They not really like I usually wear them.
But when I put them on, they comfortable as hell. Like I can tell that they for basketball.
Yeah. I know you remember. What was that? We worked at the same shoe store. Remember the Roy Jones? Them Trunners.
Hey, you know what I'm mad? They just came back out. And the original Trunners? Yes, the red and black ones. Yes. They just came back out and I hesitated and I didn't get them. They came out last week.
Them was the shit because you remember they recalled those because they was claiming the little metal thing in the back was cutting up people's ankles. I ain't never had that problem and I had 2 or 3 Roy Jones.
What?
Yeah, but they recalled the original.
Was this one around when he was trying to rap and all that stuff? Was it around that time?
I don't remember.
This was definitely
he was still hot. Yeah, he was still hot.
Definitely the 90s.
So this might have been before.
He was still winning. Yeah. I put it like
was
that.
Was this during Y'all Must Have Forgot when that song came out?
I don't remember when that was, but that was definitely the 90s.
That was like 99, 2000 when that came out.
It was probably around, I say probably around 98-ish.
Whenever we was working, shout out to Foot Action.
Yeah, shout out to Foot Action.
Is it still Foot Action?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I've seen the Foot Action in a while.
It might be gone. Just like Athlete's Foot, I think they gone.
Shout out to Northland, that's gone too.
Yeah. Northland was gone before it was gone.
R.I.P. to Northland, baby.
Northland been gone for like 15 years.
Me and Lo used to work at Northland, man. Hey, shout out to Northland,
I
man.
used to live by Northland, dog. Y'all seen that thing just crumble, man. Yikes.
Speaking of Detroit and his whole shout out to the new guy that's holding the torch, man. T Grizzly, man.
Shout out to Grizzly.
Yeah, out here moving around, man. In a previous topic we mentioned, I seen him sitting down with Flex.
Spit a tight freestyle too.
Sitting down with Flex, sitting down with all the major players, man, out there in New York, and got some steam behind him, man. I listened to the My Moment album. Spent some time with it yesterday, actually, man, and I was a little surprised. I mean, in a good way though, because I didn't realize that I thought it was just gonna be all hood tales. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of hood shit on there, but he got some songs on there where he's actually doing some singing. It's kind of like the rapper singing stuff that we hear nowadays, and the songwriting too, though, man. It's not just that hood shit, bar for bar for bar for bar. It got some good structure on the songs. My favorite songs is Real Niggas and another song called Country. I think DJ Mustard did that one, man. And then obviously the one we all know. What's the name of the single?
What's the name of that? The one single he came out with.
I know.
Hot one.
Yeah, I know what it is.
And hell of a did that one.
Yeah. Shit cold. Everybody in D know what it is. Yeah. But man, what we gotta do, man, we gotta start putting love behind our artists, man. Like straight up, because we Detroit gotta get on, man, and we gotta stop hating on people, man. We gotta actually get behind the artists that's really popping, man, and help them move, man. Because I mean, Eminem was a while ago, man. And you know, we got Big Sean, but he out there, man. But we need more, man. Like it'd be like 20 or 30 Cali people coming out, 20 or 30 New York people coming out, 50 people from Atlanta coming out at the same time. Like, we got to start putting love behind our Detroit artists, man, so everybody can come up, because when they come up, they going to need beats, they going to need producers, they going to bring their people up, and then our city will be on the map like it's supposed to.
We got to kill this culture. We got a culture here. We ain't fucking with you until everybody fucking with you. And that shit's got to stop. Y'all waiting until somebody get hot, then y'all on, you know what I'm saying? Y'all jumping on that bandwagon shit.
Yeah.
When they was out here grinding for months, maybe even years, before y'all even took notice to them. But now that they done got signed with God knows who, and they out in Cali, and you looking at their Instagram, now that they out here doing it, now y'all jumping on they, and that shit's got to stop. We don't back our niggas from the ground up. We wait till them niggas get on stage to actually start fucking shouting them niggas out. And that shit whack as fuck. But we've been doing that for a while, man.
Yeah, not to just stomp on Detroit. I know other cities do the same thing. I mean, it's not all complete love in all these other cities, but there is something to be said about the fact that a lot of other cities got a lot of other people shining. So, you know, there has to be some issue here. You know, and you know, we a little bit older than the ideal club goers age and all that other stuff. You know, we spent our time in those clubs and those, you know, rap showcases and all that type of stuff. So we seen a lot of cats come and go. You know, some cats still doing it. Some cats, you know, just going on about their lives, doing other things, other businesses and stuff like that. But, you know, shout out to the cats that's been doing it, you know, but don't try to stunt the growth of these new dudes just because your situation didn't work out for you, or maybe you did a bid or something like that, and you came home and 30 other niggas didn't, you know, came into the picture, and you like, damn, well, how I'm gonna get my situation back on track, you know. But it's enough to go around, man, and
you gotta back your own, man.
You got to.
Back your own,
I think part of the problem though is everybody thinks that it's just, I mean, there's money to be made, don't get me wrong, but everybody thinks that there's some pot of gold at the end of the tunnel and they trying to beat the next man to it. It's not that much money out here when it comes to rap. You got to get in, get your paper, and then expand, because they're not paying like they used to back in the 90s and stuff like that. It's not. And you just got to understand that let this person get their piece, you know what I'm saying, while you still working on your thing. You'll get yours, man, but just don't try to cock block the next man, because ain't none of us gonna get there if that's the only thing that we focused on. You know what I mean? But, you know, like you said, shout out to T Grizzly, shout out to Helluva, who, you know, did pretty much, from what I could tell, most of the album. You know, been following Helluva for a while, man. You know, doing his thing out in Detroit. He did the On a Cloud single for Nisha Nishay. You know, one of her big records. You know, shout to her too. Out there moving around with Big Sean on tour. I want to say T Grizzly's on tour with 21 Savage, I think, right now.
Yeah, that's what I read now.
So that's where, you know, doing that press run and stuff like that, man. Shout out to the young boys, man. Like I said, I'd rather see y'all shine than to see you know, saying somebody doing the culture vulture thing, you know, coming in here claiming Detroit slang on some what up, though. I hear niggas out there, Mother Coast and down south saying what up, though, and putting it in their records and stuff like that. I don't want to kill you over it, but, you know, glad that we got somebody from the town that's, you know, kind of putting it on, other than Big Sean. No, you know, this to him or nothing, but he been getting his for a minute, you know what I'm saying? So it's just good to see other people coming up out of here.
And just shout out to all the, you know, the people that we, like I said about the female rappers, the ones we ain't even thought about or even thought to mention. Shout out to all y'all, man. And you got 3 producers right here too. So if y'all need something, put that holla at us, man. Yeah. We gonna definitely work with our own.
We just one comment away. Yeah. Especially if you listen to this on the YouTube or SoundCloud, man. Shout to Payroll too. Just put out his album. I think earlier this week.
Payface.
Yeah, hell of a, again, produced that joint. You know, I love the samples. We got a ton of those on there. Definitely with that, man. I think
Giovanni.
I can't think of the name. It's like the second from the last track. My favorite joint on there, man. Dope stuff, man. You know, again, good to see somebody just carrying it on. and making sure that these young boys got some guidance when it comes to the songs and how to write songs and how to put one together. Yeah, man. Because it's not enough.
They're not
of
just
that.
going in there and winging it and saying whatever the fuck comes off the top.
We got enough of that.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
But yeah, shout out to all the Detroit artists, man. We coming a long way, and we still got some more work to do. And shout out to the OGs, man. Shout out to Trick. He just got to deal with Shady 45. He got his podcast on Shady 45. He doing his due diligence, play a lot of Detroit music on there.
Sweet.
Shout out to the OGs, all the rappers, man, from back in the day, Big Hurt and Blade Icewood, all the Street Lords and all that whole movement. Shout out to all that.
All of them. There's so many cats that you can't.
Tough Tone.
All of them, man.
Tough Tone, man.
Tough Tone. You listen,
Hey.
Tough Tone. I'm gonna tell you right, G. Can you coincide with this? I might be your biggest fan.
Man, I just actually saw the video. I saw it's a new video. Tough Tone and Young Buck and
Young Buck
all
and
them, all the East Side crew.
My God, Tough Tone.
Shout out to Malik and all them, man.
Yes.
All that, man. Shout out to Detroit, man.
Yeah, man. We definitely got history here, man. And there's so many cats that, and made moves around the town that other people might not know of in other areas. You got Dude, you got Stretch Money, Al Nuke.
Oh, yeah.
And let's not forget about
Dusty
our boy,
McFly, all those guys.
C-Dale, man. The Lockdown, man.
Yeah.
C-Dale and Lock, man. DRG, man.
Okay.
When they get free, man. Shout out to C-Dale.
Yeah, man, putting in that works. Like I said, the three of us in this room, man, we go back. I mean, Angelo and Greg, they're cousins, so they go back, from the womb. But, at least between the three of us, we got at least, maybe 10 years that we've been around each other? A little over 10 years. And, we was out here. We, not out here in these streets on no gangster shit. That's not what I'm talking about. But we was out here in the circuit, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't the artists, so a lot of cats might not know our voices or faces and stuff. But, we've been around the scene, had artists that we were working with. But life happens, things change, certain people get taken away from us and all that type of stuff. But we still here, still putting music together, branching out. Y'all been working with guys that's, and girls that's been outside the state, and I just been kind of working on group thing and trying to put the music elsewhere. And we still out here, man. Detroit got talent, man.
What's the new album coming out, Pro?
New album, man. Imagine It's Yesterday. We still working on that. We got 11 tracks that we solidified. Just got to put the finishing touches on that, get the artwork done. So we'll be out here this summer for sure. Mm-hmm. And that's the trio. We did the last record called The Link last March 2016. So it's just a follow up to that. And just giving y'all some more of what we've been giving you. A little bit more up tempo this time around. So we're going to end up falling in love with it, I'm sure. It's going to be dope, man. And then, of course, GNLo, they got the new project that they working on, collaborations, compilation style. And y'all got a new single y'all about to throw out there. Or is it out there already? No,
it'll be out here coming this Friday. Antonia Marquis, song is going to be called Careless. Look out for this girl. She dope. She puts you in the mindset. And, this is big shoes to fill. I'm not saying that she that, but she gets you in the mindset of the Aaliyahs out here and the Shantis. But she a dope artist, man. We got the single coming out this Friday. It'll be on all digital mediums, Spotify, Apple Music, all that, man. So shout out to Antonia Marquis.
That's the 19th. The 19th. Be on the lookout for it. Careless, the single coming.
Yeah, and if you're following the YouTube or the SoundCloud page, you're gonna see it pop up. Subscribe, man. Don't
we just three regular guys.
Yeah, so that way you get the alerts when we put something new up there. Because in addition to the podcast, you'll get the singles, and when the albums come out, you get those alerts as well. So
got a lot of music between us three, man. Got a lot of music, and we genre blind, and that's the best thing about us, man. We don't sit up here and put ourselves in a box and just go to one type of music genre, man. That shit is crazy to me, as producers, but a lot of people do it, but we don't. So it don't matter what your taste is, holla at us.
Sure.
Like Pro said on the last, if you got something, it's better if you got something already set. So we'll, be able to build off of that. But even if you don't, we'll work with you.
Yeah,
when I said
collaboration. When I say have something set, I'm not meaning like go get a beat from a producer and go in there.
Right.
You can rap into the phone and upload it, man, just so we can know what you sound like.
Just give us something, a little bit of idea.
Yeah, something to build off of, because that's important. You know, coming in blind is tough to do, especially if we can't reach out and touch you.
You know, producers is a mainstream word, everybody here, but I like to think of ourselves as collaborators, because that's really what we're doing. We're just collaborating with the vocal artists, and we're just trying to put some good music out there, something that everybody love, man.
Yeah, let me ask y'all this question too. It's been an ongoing debate, pretty much surrounded by a bunch of nerds on the internet and shit like that. This is what they talk about.
Hit me with that, Batman.
What is your definition of a producer?
Of a producer?
Yeah, because there's so many people that want to, you know, talk down on certain people for what they do or how they do their thing. And again, we're not trying to actually just set the precedent or trying to set the definition, but you know, we just want to let the people know who we are, and just from your definition, this is what we think when it comes to that discussion.
Well, you know, I saw before I answer that, I saw an interesting interview with Shorty Red, a producer. And Shorty, and it was an interesting interview because he kind of spoke on that on the Producers Today, and basically what they were talking about, Shorty Red and Zaytoven had an interview like this too. Basically, they was talking about the difference between the new style producers and the old style producers per se, where the new style producers aren't really playing instruments or playing the keys or programming drums. It's mostly they're programming sequences and producing or whatever.
And just plugging in the loops that come with the software.
Yeah, and you know, alternating and stuff like that. And then, you know, Shorty Red, you know, he basically said he came up where he basically had to play everything, you know, on the keys or the drums. Yeah. And he said, and sometimes he's like, but he also said that, you know, he respect the people that do the programming too, because he's like, it seems like, you know, it makes it less mistakes, because he said even though he's like, you can hear in some of his beats that it's mistakes there. He's like, you probably don't know it, but it's mistakes there.
It's a mistake to him
in the beat, and you don't even know it or whatever. But he said even his favorite producers, he found out wasn't really playing the stuff. Like he said, he literally was playing the keys. He was doing the drum machine. He was doing all that shit. And he said he sat into some sessions with some of his favorite producers that he grew up on, and they wasn't touching nothing. No, and we talking about big names. And he was all like, well, shit. He was all like, and the same with Zaytoven, the same thing. He said himself, he rather play the keys or whatever, because he grew up as a keyboardist in the church or whatever, but he'd rather play it himself. But when he said he sat into a session with a new producer that does the editing and the sequencing on the computer, and he said to himself, hey, that's dope as hell, because shit, I couldn't do that, what he's doing, and that shit's sweet as hell to me. So
and the thing is, well, those guys that he probably sat in on, they was already established and they had the resources to do that now. But they probably started off just like Shorty Red, playing the shit themselves. Everything. But you know, when they grew into, you know, they didn't have to no more. They became a composer at that point. But what I was gonna say was, you know, it doesn't matter. Art is art. It don't matter if you use a paintbrush or a charcoal. Whatever your medium is to get your artwork on that paper, whatever. It don't matter. You might use all sequencing and programming, and you might just use that regular MP808 over there. It don't matter if it still come out the good artwork. You know, some people use pencils when they draw pictures. Some people use paint. Yeah. It's still art. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you pick as your actual tool to get whatever done, it don't make it no less or no more. You know, it's just all art. But as long as you putting in the work, as long as you not sitting out there and just first thing to come to mind and you okay with you settling for just anything, put in the grind. You know what I'm saying? If you're a producer, no matter what you are, put in that work, put in that grind. It's okay to be obsessed with your craft. And that's the realest shit that I can probably, you know, ever live by. It's okay to be obsessed with your craft. Everything you don't have to settle for it, man.
Yeah, and this argument is an age-old argument. When I first started seeing people talk about this stuff was probably when like a lot of the digital audio workstations start coming out, like the Fruity Loops, Logic, and all those Ableton and all those things start coming out. That's when it was like this war between the digital and the guys who actually got the hardware and stuff like that. Just come on, like it's all about the outcome to me. I mean, whether you the one to push the button or I told you to push the button, I mean, it's really upon what we agree in terms of who produced the record. You know what I'm saying? The only exception to that is if you sit here and make a beat and I take it across the street and tell them I did it.
Yeah,
that's some bullshit there.
Right, that's some other shit.
That's when we have a problem. But I mean, whether you're doing it all with the mouse, or if you got an MP like you said, or if you got an actual keyboard, you got a 64 key or whatever, or you got the racks or whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Me myself personally, I'm all digital, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I do have hardware as well, so I incorporate that. I incorporate actual vinyl, and you know what I'm saying, when I'm sampling records, I might actually cue something up, sample it from an actual CD, tape. Shit, I've sampled shit from tapes before, you know what I'm saying, but you know, we chopping it up and we doing what we do to it. It's just all audio manipulation at the end of the day, because one thing's for sure, even those guys who are playing the keys or whatever the case may be, you didn't create the sound that's coming about that motherfucker. You just doing the arrangement. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if it's an electronic piano or whatever the case may be, yeah, you might be able to put something together with the notes, but you didn't create the actual sound that's coming out the thing unless you're an actual sound designer. That's totally different. Most of those guys don't actually produce records. They just focused on the product at hand. So I think it's just a pointless argument, really. I just wanted to bring it up because I ain't never really discussed that with y'all, but it's always been a topic of discussion, but amongst mainly people who ain't getting no work, for one. Yeah. Because you got time to sit and think about those things. But again, it doesn't make a difference to me as long as you're not bringing me something that somebody else did and telling me you did. That's
whatever tool you use it. It don't make no difference. It's just like mechanics. Some mechanics use all electronic stuff to get their shit done. Some people get in there with the hammer and the fucking screwdriver and do it them damn selves. But they don't make them no less than a mechanic than the other guy. Yeah. Just, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the tool. But a real producer, you know what it comes down to? Your ear and your creativity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you willing to push the envelope on some creativity and you got a nice ear for stuff, that's a dope producer, in my opinion. But you know.
Yeah, and again, and then that's a separate argument almost in itself. Is what's a good producer versus a bad producer? I mean, because some people they could play everything by hand and it's whack as hell.
Those are just musicians. Those is what you just
essentially, essentially.
And
but I mean,
cool. But those is good producers too. But just because the guy don't play the instrument, don't make him any less of a producer.
Yeah, the arrangement is what makes you a producer, right, man.
Because how the end of how it sounds. At the end of the day, is how it, makes a good producer. You know what I'm saying? The finished product.
And bottom line,
if people like the finished product, then you don't.
That's what I was about to say. If people they don't give a damn who did what anyway.
They don't even know.
They might not. In hip hop they might know because you niggas screaming on the record and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother thing.
Like a lot of people don't, but when you got those producers, and he was probably talking about people like the Dre's and stuff like that, where Dre have Mike Elizondo be on the keyboards and these different type of guys that nobody, unless you guys like us, never even heard of these guys. You know what I'm saying? And Dre might not actually touched anything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
we don't have the resources to do that, so we have to do. Just like Shorty Red in his early days, he probably had the resources to hire all these guys to do these things. I would love to do that too, but I just don't have the money to pay nobody to do that.
That's what them dudes that had that stick at the operas, those composers. They arrangers, but that's what they are.
They're not the ones plucking the strings, but they know how they want it.
They know how that shit gonna sound when he say make it sound like that.
Yeah, a lot of cats just be upset for no reason, but it's one of those things that is not even really a hot topic of discussion, especially when you working on something or working towards something. You need to just go ahead and get it done and get it put out there, man, because it's just gonna go in circles, man. As always, man, musicbypro.com, GNLoMusik.com, of course, Where the Mic at podcast on your SoundCloud and the YouTube channels. Subscribe, man, so you can get those alerts when we put up new content, because in addition to the podcast, we put up the music and albums and all that, so you can get it. Keep in touch with us. We on Instagram, Twitter, so you can follow us on there as well, man. But lock in with us, dog. We'll be back with some more content. Hit us in the comments. Let us know what you thought about this episode and what you want us to hit on for the next time around. So until then, peace.